about anything else like right now. Hey guys, welcome back to Strangers In. My name's Napkin still.
And my name's Solid.
And today...
Until Tuesday.
Until Tuesday. After Tuesday, I have a different name. You can find me on the corner. $50. And that's it about jobs. I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, but today we're going to talk about retail jobs and how terrible / sometimes convenient they are. I've had a lot of retail job experience and it all pretty much the same suck. It was all bad.
I don't know, I had one and it wasn't a great experience at all.
Did you tell me about it? Because this is like my first I heard of it was time to get started.
like I quit that job to pursue my career with art, and I purposely didn't look for another job because it was like that bad of an experience.
Holy crap! Like I give up. Becoming a hobo. This is terrible.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm becoming an artist or I'm becoming a hobo. Either way, I'm still winning.
I'm still winning. I'm never going to walk in there. I wish.
But it was working for Domino's Pizza. I was delivery driver. Oh my gosh! The delivery part wasn't that bad. You know, I get to talk to people. Some people are super cool, so it wasn't all that bad of a job, right? So and I kind of want to give Domino's the benefit of the doubt and go to another one, hoping it'll be better. But from what I've heard around the ones in my area, and then one that's not too far away, just about a city over, they're horrible. They're just as bad.
It doesn't get any better. It just goes all downhill from there. You had to okay Domino's.
Because they're separated into franchises, right? So the one in the franchise I was working at, or all the ones in the franchise, were, at least the ones I heard about, weren't very good, and everyone just played musical chairs around them.
What?
I had coworkers who worked at the 3 stores around, the 3 closest stores around. We had general managers that kept swapping. One came from a 4th store in ours, and then he went back to his store. But the first thing to make this job horrible, we had this general manager.
Oh god.
And oh my gosh, I don't know how this dude
made it to the top.
How this dude I don't know how this guy has a job at all.
He's like Drake. He started from middle class and then made it to the top of Domino's.
No, he should have started at middle class and then went down to lower class. This guy, alright, so he had worked at a bunch of different Domino's before, right? His resume is, freaking phenomenal. It's too phenomenal. How many stores he's been the general manager
he made it up.
Right?
He's I worked at Domino's at Alaska. I can't discredit that there's no Domino's at Alaska, but I don't think there's a Domino's at Alaska. Look it up.
Yeah, but cause the Domino's community, the higher up you get in the Domino's community, the closer you get with stranger Domino's communities in other franchises in other states and stuff. Because I guess I know a lot of it is when you go into the meetings, like the company meetings and stuff, you meet a lot of people and stuff like that. And I don't know how some of these people knew other people from like, you know, like counties away.
Probably in the same cult.
But
all part of the Illuminati. Domino's is Illuminati. Finally figured it out. The whole feed.
The triangle has 3 sides, and pizza has 3 sides.
Oh my god! That music starts playing. The whole broadcast, like the podcast, just shuts down.
Oh gosh, but yeah. So there's accounts of him actually being at these stores, right? And every single store has the same exact like story, right? You have a good crew of people, right, who have been there maybe not a long time, but a decent amount of time. You know, it's a you know, a lower end job, so there's a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden you look up one day and nobody's working there. Like none of the original crew before he came is working there. It's a whole entire new crew, right? And that new crew, the whole time he's there, just it keeps on cycling out.
Wow.
Like new people keep coming in. So
sounds like he's killing them.
yeah.
Like legitimate.
So yeah, close to it. Like we ended up getting him at our store, and because I joined like shortly after he became the manager.
Oh.
So there were a bunch of people hired on when I was, and like the whole time he was there for, I did the calculation, it was like 3 or 4 months or something like that. It ended up like averaging 2 people being fired a week.
Wow. How did you guys stay in business? Did he hire 2 people and hire 1 person? That's the only way you could like really.
Because he here's the thing, like whenever he would fire somebody, he would just hire some new people, and he would hire in bulk. He would hire all in one time.
Oh god.
Every single person I've seen come in for an interview, I've seen them working later that week. Every single person.
Wow.
I've never once seen someone come in for an interview and then you never see him again.
Dang, I should have went for that job.
So, yeah, so he was literally hiring everybody. If you, all you had to do was turn in your application. If you were lucky enough to get an interview, you were hired, right? So,
I like that.
he hired some stupid people. I mean, some of these people are dumb, right? Like I hate to talk about my coworkers, you know.
No.
Like it's
You're dumb. You're dumb.
It's a crappy, yeah. Like it's a crappy thing to do. Like, you know, I spent a lot of time with these people, but some of these people were like doorknobs, like, and so like when I was hired, I didn't even know this, right? So we were supposed to sit through like 20 hours of training video or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to have, you know, some hours of on the road training.
Yeah.
My first day, I got my on the road training, and then I got I was driving by myself.
Oh.
Right. Driving, delivering, everything by myself, first day, right? So I'm like, oh, this is cool. I don't have to, you know, go through a whole bunch of training or whatever, you know. So it's cool, you know. I was expecting to do this for like a day or 2 or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm on my own. It's a pretty simple job. It's pretty easy to pick up, you know. But I didn't even know we had a training video until he got fired from our job. And we got a new general manager who did things by the book.
Oh.
Like, it's just some random dude like sitting in our office, not in uniform or anything, like just staring at the computer for a few hours, right? And I go home one day and I'm like, what is this dude doing? He's like, he's watching training videos. I was like, training videos? We have training videos? And like, this chick, this chick is standing behind me, like folding boxes, and she overhears me, and she's like, "We have training videos," right? So is one of my assistant managers is sitting there talking about, how we're supposed to go through like training video, stuff and whatnot, and like 5 other people come around talking about, we have training videos. What? We only train for 1 day.
I imagine like the guy in the back cooking pizza, like, we have training videos? Oh man, if they cut pizza, wait.
Yeah.
All the pizzas coming out squares and stuff. He's like, I thought this is the way you're supposed to cut it. I didn't know I was supposed to train it.
Like, we got straight hands on training. But yeah, I got off track. But so yeah, like some of these people were just dumb, and he would just give him a day of training. This one dude, I was in charge of training, right? And dude is a substitute teacher, right? So he only works part time anyways whenever he gets called in. And he was like an English teacher or something, so math wasn't his strongest point.
Hey.
He was. I'm pretty sure he could do math. Obviously,
basic math. He can do this.
But
it's like novice
math. It's under pressure where it fell apart. Like in the car and stuff, it was fine. But when you're at the door, because you're at the person's house and they're staring right at you.
They want their pizza.
So you're trying to get the money. Yeah, they give you money and you have to give them your change from your pocket.
Yeah.
And there's no machine to tell you, how much they need back. So you have to do all the calculation in your head. So, he kind of fell apart. And so I take him on like 3 runs. And so I get back and our general manager is like, all right, you getting it? And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of getting it. He's like, all right, you're on the road, right? And I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing?
No.
I've only took this dude on 3 runs, like, and they were all cash runs. We didn't even get to the receipts. Right? So basically, I had to tell him like all the rest of everything like 5 minutes before he goes on his.
All right, look out for cars. Right. Look out for this. Watch out for this. If he gives you the wrong change, tell him to give him the wrong change. He pulls out a gun. Pull out your gun.
That's basically what it was. That's basically what it was. Right? And sends him on his way, and dude doesn't have things set. He doesn't know how to print out the directions to houses and stuff like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I taught him, but it's kind of a complicated process. So it takes a little bit of learning.
Yeah.
And he hasn't gotten in the flow of remembering to take his receipts and stuff.
No.
And he ends up bombing on the first day. Like there's like this run that should have been less than 20 minutes. He's gone for like 55 minutes.
I got lost.
No one can get a hold of him. He comes back and everything's fine. He's gone for a long time, again, and he comes back with the pizzas, and they're like, hey, dude is on the phone, asking where his pizzas are, and dude had the wrong address and stuff. This dude was having a bad first day.
He comes back, he has like no shoes on. He's like, where were your shoes? They took them. I delivered the pizza, they beat me up and took my shoes.
Oh man. This other dude I trained, he ended up screwing him out of money. The dude who I trained, he made it less than a week before he quit.
Oh, okay, he quit. He didn't get fired.
And yeah, now the first one, he worked there for a long while.
Yeah.
He got a hold of things. But this other dude who I trained, I thought I did a pretty good job of explaining things, but he's a new guy and he was kind of a little bit dumb.
Yeah,
but,
no, I understand.
he wasn't. I could work with.
He wasn't like
him,
incapable. He wasn't super incompetent. I got some super impossible people.
Yeah. Well, one second.
Oh man, like these stories remind me of the super incompetent people I've gotten. They were the worst places to ever work. Like, don't want to work there.
Sorry about that. All right. But yeah. So, dude, you know, he was kind of dumb, but you know, he was workable. He was dumb, but he wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
You know. So he ends up asking, because we get like $15 or something like that.
Yeah.
To give people change, right? We get that at the beginning of the day, and that's all we're allowed to walk around with. So, you know, he ends up asking, because he needs gas, and, you know, we get paid gas at the end of the day. But, you know, he was unclear on how that worked. He was just explaining that, you know, he gets gas. So, he was asking, if you know the $15 was part of our gas, right? That we get at the end of the day, and he asked that to the general manager, and I forget what the general manager told him, but it was something completely unhelpful. He just basically disregarded this dude. And, you know, I was about to go on a run, so, you know, I stopped the dude before he went out the door, and I was like, no, we get our gas at the end of the day, you know, don't use this, but, you know, I was in a rush, so I couldn't, you know, explain it.
Yeah.
And, dude ended up spending like $5 of it, you know, on gas, because he needed it, and, he ended up short and getting in this huge, like, argument with our general manager, and our general manager just being a straight asshole about it. He was an asshole, and he was being an extra asshole this time. So he ended up actually having to pay money and stuff like that.
Wow.
So yeah, and so this general manager also, he would put everybody as they quit, right?
Yeah.
So he would never say, like, no matter what kind of argument you got into, he'd be like, so you quit, so you quit, so you quit, right? And that's all he would say. That'd be the whole argument.
Yeah, because
like
it's different if you quit and get fired. If you quit, you can't collect your unemployment, especially if you haven't been there for a while.
Yeah.
If you got fired.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story. I've seen
but
that.
These people. Yeah, these people were getting fired, but he'd always put it as they quit, and he would never say you're fired. So
he wouldn't Donald Trump it, you're fired.
yeah, he would not Donald Trump it.
Yeah.
So it's this snow day, right?
Yeah.
And there's ice on the ground. You know, it's snowing. It's company policy that we shouldn't have been on the roads. Right?
Yeah.
We should have shut down. But dude was, you know, he kept us open, you know, for most of the day. And I have a pretty good car with some pretty good wheels, and you know, I'm having me a good time, you know, on the ice, you know.
You're doing all right.
And I was making bank. People were tipping like $20 that day, right? And but you know, we were getting like 8 runs at a time, and you know, our runs were like 2 hours, you know. And so dude had gotten in an accident like the day before, right? So his car wasn't up to par, and so he goes on, you know, a few runs, but you know, as the day's going on, the ice is getting, you know, slippery and slipperier.
Yeah.
So he says, you know, I'm done. I'm going to work inside. My car's not going to make it, right?
Yeah.
And so the general manager's like, no, you're going to get out there and you're gonna, you know, drive. And dude was like, no, I'm not. You know, I have the right, you know, by company rules that if I don't feel it's safe to drive, I don't have to drive, you know? And he's like, you know what, if you're not driving, that means you're quitting. And dude's like, no, I'm working inside. You guys need help inside, and I'm working inside." And he's like, "No, you're quitting. You're quitting, right?"
Shit, man.
So I jump in and I'm like, "Dude, I can take his orders. Like, I don't mind driving in the snow. I can take his orders. It's no big deal. We have a few drivers who don't mind driving in the snow. It's no big deal." He's like, "No, you put his pizza down." And so it was like this three-way argument.
I like that.
It was this three-way argument, right? And so like, I'm almost positive like both him and me are about to get fired because he had fired one person earlier that day.
I imagine like he's like everyone's quitting.
Wait. The first person to get fired, he was an old man.
What? Why?
He was an old man, had been working there for I don't know, like 6 years, I think, or something like that.
How old was the guy?
Dude he was retired. He didn't need to work. He was collecting unemployment. Like, he was just working to get away from his wife.
Shit, man. He just wanted to work. Leave him alone.
Yeah. So he fires him, right? And I'm like, what the heck? You fired this old man who is in this, crappy car, And then after that, he fired another old dude that had been there for like 4 years. Had a slightly nicer car, but it was like a new car, so he didn't want to mess it up. Fired him, then fired this dude who, I was trying to defend. And while I was on the run, he fired another one of our drivers who, he didn't feel, safe. So we're down 4 drivers for the day. Guess what this asshole does? So he gets in his car. He's like, "Crap, we have a bunch of orders. I'm going to get out there and drive." He's out there for 8 minutes, comes back inside, and he's like, "Yeah, we're shutting down the store."
I can't do it. we're shutting down the store.
He was out there.
Fired.
Yeah, he was out there for 8 minutes, right? So, time goes on, and we find out that he was instructed not to fire anybody on the snow day and to shut down the store.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
And this is a good store? Like, before...
Hold on. This used to be the best store in our franchise.
Dang.
Like, I was working at the store that made the most money, right? And before he came along. Yeah, he was instructed, do not fire anybody, and if roads get too bad, to shut down the store and stop all deliveries. He didn't do that. Nothing happened to him. Absolutely nothing happened to him. He wasn't penalized at all.
Wow. What an asshole.
Right. So, it was like a month later, he finally offered people their jobs back. Only one of them took the job back.
Right? I was like, nah.
Because he needed it. Yeah. So, it ended up, he was just, a total douchebag, just firing people left and right over stupid stuff. So, eventually, people started, or no, before that, we were trying to meet a goal or something, and he comes in and makes an order for $50 and cancels the order. And then our district manager comes in, puts in an order for $100, and they meet their goal. Right?
What?
Because we needed like, I forget the amount, but you need a certain amount of money and everybody gets a bonus, right? So these guys come in.
Wait, for the first one, the first one for 50, that's illegal.
I think that is illegal. I'm not 100%, but they put in orders and told us not to make those orders, right? And then, they got their bonus. So, we thought something was fishy. Shortly after that, I think about a month later, people start coming up with missing money, right?
Yeah.
And nobody can figure out. It's only the drivers. The drivers are coming up short on their money because, everyone keeps records, right? there's only one guy who he has it to the penny, right? He does his records to the penny, and you can't, you know, he knows he can't get away. So this guy never missed money, right? We had this guy who was like, I guess he was disabled. Yeah, let's put it that way. He was disabled because he had gotten in an accident.
Okay.
Which it screwed him up. But I don't know. He's this guy is not the kind of guy you would keep on as a driver. I mean, you don't, you know, I believe in not discriminating, you know, but there's certain jobs not meant for certain people, and being a driver,
I mean, like, no,
is not the kind.
With driver, you need like a lot of trust, and like you have to be able to make it to the point, and not be scared to make it there. You also have to be down to be able to run off if people are like trying to shoot you or shoot dogs on you.
Yeah,
you gotta be ready.
Yeah, and hold on, I'll tell you about that story later. But yeah, so yeah, this guy, he was always coming up short. Like from pretty much the beginning, he was coming up short. It wasn't until later that we, you know, kind of came to the conclusion that, you know, he was always coming out decently, you know, with the assistant managers. You know, he wasn't making nearly as much as the other drivers, and he would lose money sometimes, but he would always come up really short and sometimes owing money whenever our general manager would, you know, catch him out. So we think the general manager had been stealing from him for a long time and just practicing his thing on this dude.
No, that makes sense.
So eventually, you know, we get a bunch of new people, and, you know, not all of them are, you know, the most educated. Like, no one's really stupid.
But they're not,
you know,
smart.
yeah. They're not stupid, but they're not exactly smart, you know. As well as people with, you know, records that aren't that, you know, strong and stuff. I always kept pretty decent records. I wasn't to the penny. Because I didn't feel like calculating my cents. Whatever, you know, my cents came out to was just, you know,
whatever it was.
It was just icing on the cake, you know. But some of these people kept poor records, and, you know, he's scamming them. So people started keeping, you know, somewhat better records, about the same as me, you know, and they're still coming up missing with money, and no one can figure it out, you know. And basically what this dude would do, he was switching our routes, right? So it would say that, you know, we had an extra route or something like that, but then, you know, when the next person comes in, he switches them back, right? And so you know, you can't really see who it is, you know, see that he's switching things around, and you know, when we look, everything's all right, you know. And if we're coming up short, he would say, "Do you have anything in your car?" And we'd go to our car, and he would just switch everything around, you know.
Wow.
But before we found this out, though, he got me once, right? And so it's his girlfriend. His girlfriend is an assistant manager at another store.
Yeah, you can't be the same store.
But she's cashing me out. Yeah, she's cashing me out. And I had actually had a delivery with her earlier. She ordered pizza from our store, and she tips really well. She gave me like a $10 tip or something like that, right? So I go into the store, and, you know, I'm cashing out, and I have $18 as my tips for that night. $18. 10 of that came from his girlfriend, and his girlfriend says something about it. She's like, "Something's not right. I tipped you $10 today. You have $18. Where's the rest of the money?" Right? And I'm like, I have no clue. You know, all of my, you know, records should be straight and whatnot, right? I didn't have any canceled orders or anything. So I go to my car, and her boyfriend goes in, and I think she gets up or something. So I get my records, and I come back, and the boyfriend's at the computer, and I'm comparing my records, and everything's right, and I still only have $18, and the girlfriend's trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the girlfriend was seriously confused,
or just like playing the
she
game.
was in on it.
She's like, I don't know what's going on. We're gonna make $10 more from this one.
But it's never. I delivered to her several times, and she's tipped me $10, and I haven't come up short. So
Suddenly.
I don't know. That's kind of some iffiness, but yeah. So we were almost positive he was
taking money,
stealing money. Yeah. So this was going on for a while, and karma always comes back to get you. Right.
Oh, shit.
So one day he goes on to this delivery, ends up crashing into this dude's garage, turned into his driveway too fast and crashed into his garage. I don't know how, because most of the driveways here are really long.
Yeah, like unless you was like going like 90 or like 40, you hit the corner and swerving.
He does drive fast, right? But in a residential neighborhood, you're driving so fast that you turn a corner and crash into a garage? What?
Maybe he was breaking.
What? So he crashes into this garage. He gets out, looks at the damage, hops back in, floors it in reverse, and takes off.
Yeah. What an asshole.
Dude comes out of his house and sees this guy. He has the Domino's topper. Or he saw this guy. He looks out his window, sees the guy our manager take his Domino's topper off.
Yeah.
Right? And, drive off in Florida. And he comes outside and sees him, going down the street. So, dude calls the store and tells them, all he wants is for the dude to come back and to, so he can talk it out, exchange insurance, get this whole situation settled, and so he could get his pizza too, right?
Yeah.
So dude was being real civilized about it, right? And our general manager would not go back outside. Like, as soon as he comes in, he puts the pizzas back on the tray, takes off his apron, and he's like, yeah, I'm done driving for the night, right? And we're like, what? And so our assistant manager is like, yeah, there's this guy who says, you ran into his garage?
He's like, oh,
he's on the phone, he wants to come in. And so our general manager is like, no, we're backed up. I can't leave the store right now, even though he literally just left.
He's like, I can't do it.
Right. I can't leave the store right now. They need me in here. I can't. Dude ends up calling the police. The police come, and the police have been to our store multiple times.
Wow.
Right? Because our general manager has called police on our customers before.
Yeah.
Because he's screwing them over, or he's they've been waiting for 2 hours for their pizza, and he's refusing to remake their pizza and stuff. But instead of handling it like a manager, he'll go all the way into the back, close the door and call the police.
What a bitch.
So the police come up. I see the police come up, and the police, they pull up to the Domino's. It's about 3 of them. They all get out, and they're just like, man, we're back here again.
They're like,
right?
Pull out a gun. They're like, let's just shoot to kill.
So they go inside, and they're talking to this dude, saying, all right, you gotta go back, and they get his information and whatnot. And I don't know why they didn't take this dude to jail. This dude should have went to jail. That was a hit and run.
Yeah.
It was clearly a hit and run.
Like, he hit and drove off, and now he's hiding. Like, legitimately.
Yeah. He should have went to jail, right? But you could tell he was scared. Like, he came in like shake him. Like, he thought he was going to jail, right? So, yeah, he goes outside for a while, and you know, his door is messed up, right? So his door isn't closing properly, so it's propped open, and he can't get it, you know, reclosed.
Yeah.
He's, you know, looking at the damage of his car. You know, he's bringing his car topper in, and he's out there for a while.
Sizing up the police,
and,
seeing if he can beat up one of the police officers and drive off.
Like, no, the police are gone at this point. The police are long gone by this
oh,
point,
okay.
right? Yeah. And he comes in, like, his forehead, like, has a cut, and he's bleeding, and he's, like, bruised. he's like, yeah, this 50-year-old man came and just started attacking me. Like, he was trying to make a joke about it, but it was the funniest freaking thing. And I don't know how nobody in our store saw this fight, but the dude who got his garage ran into, because, you know, nothing really happened, he came up to the store and beat up our general.
That's funny.
Right.
Holy crap.
Well, I think the dude came in, like, his slippers, right? Dude came to get in a fight in his slippers.
Yay.
Because he left one of his slippers in the parking lot, right? And
what?
Yeah, the slipper was there, right? And dude was, you know, our general manager was like, yeah, I'm shutting it down for the day. You know, we're going home early.
Crying.
He was about to. He was about
Everyone
to.
gets time off.
Yeah. He was holding it in, right? He was really holding it in. And so we all end up going home, and Slipper's there the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. About a month goes by, and they end up having to let him go, right?
Yeah.
They found another general manager, and so they're like, yeah, like, half the store knew before our general manager knew that he was getting fired.
Dang.
Because corporate had gotten wind that he got in a fight with the customer.
Yeah.
Right. So
Wait, they didn't get wind of the whole him crashing into the customer's thing? That got wind?
No. Yeah. They got wind of that.
Oh, okay.
They got wind of all that. The whole entire situation. Like, they knew about it, and so they had to let him go.
Good.
So yeah. So, like, his day that he's leaving, like, I don't know, I had a bunch of runs, so I didn't get to see it a whole lot, but from what I heard, like, he was, like, almost in tears and telling everyone he found a better job, and he's going to move to a different store and whatnot. Just that he was being moved, but no, he was being fired, and he wasn't allowed in our franchise again.
Good. Sounds like a great ending to me.
Yeah.
That terrible first like job.
Almost. Yeah. Not quite a great ending. Well, we end up getting this new guy, right? And this is like 3 months after. 3 months after the slipper was still there.
Yeah.
It was in the parking lot where drivers drive, and our drivers were specifically, like, driving around the slipper as, like, a memorial. Because the next boss we had was so much better, and people were hardly getting fired. Like, people who did get fired actually got fired for a real reason.
That all sounds good.
Like, one of the dudes who got fired, like, he ran into some dude's mailbox and was refusing to call the dude. And, like, after 2 months, after he ran over the mailbox, like, corporate made our boss fire this guy.
Yeah, if you hit that guy's mailbox and you didn't call anyone, you couldn't get mail for like 4 weeks, you're fired.
But yeah, so we had a pretty good boss after that. But so our first general manager who got fired, he ended up moving franchises. And we're almost positive this is exactly how he has that amazing resume. Because I take it that they never called up to our franchise to see what kind of general manager he was or anything. He may have even bribed someone to, put it as he didn't get fired.
Yeah.
But he ended up working at this franchise's one of their best stores. And within a month, he screwed it up so much that they put him as at one of their worst stores.
Good. Finally.
Like, from what I heard, because we had an assistant manager follow him over there.
Yeah.
Because he was basically riding on his failure. Like, this general manager was screwing up so much that this assistant manager knew he was going to become general manager if he kept, dealing with this dude's BS. And it worked.
Dang.
But, yeah. Apparently, like, this store, they were paying... What is it? I got paid... They were paying us $6. They were paying this other store something like $7.50 or something to start out driving.
Wow.
And if you referred somebody, you would get like $100 for every person you referred and got the job. Yeah, it was that bad. Like the CSRs, they were pretty much consistent.
Yeah.
But the drivers, they could not keep drivers. It was that bad of an area.
Oh, I know a pizza down the road from me that has that. We're like, we can't keep drivers. I'm like, I don't want to be a driver for you. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like I promised, I would tell you my story about having to run. I swear to you, this was like a movie. This was something straight out of a movie. Right.
I'm thinking when you said straight out of a movie, I think of straight out of Compton. Just imagine you pull up real quick. You guys are like, alright, get the pizza in, get out. Like, you guys grab the pizza and someone gets shot. And you're like, shit, man, it's the pizza, man. It's like, yeah, this is a double cross. And he like pulls off his jacket, he's the pizza. You're like, why? Like, he shoots your friend. And the customer drives off in your car, you're like, you like hobble back in the Domino. Like, what happened? You're like, pizza Hut, they're getting this man. Like, that's what the story I imagined, right? It was out of a movie.
What happened? I go up to this house, right? This is a nice neighborhood. Like, I used to live around this neighborhood, so it was a nice neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And so big beautiful house. I go up to it and I ring the doorbell. No one answers, right? Okay, maybe the doorbell doesn't work. So I knock, right? No one answers. So I ring the doorbell again and knock, right?
Yeah.
No one answers, and usually at this time I would go back to my car, lock my door, and put in a phone call.
Yeah.
Right? But this was a nice neighborhood, it's still light out, and I'm like, all right, I'll stay for a little bit more. I'm gonna knock one more time, and I knock, and I wait, right? And all of a sudden I hear drop the pizza, right? And like, it sounded like it came from behind the door at first, and I was like, what? But then I realized it came from my right, and I look over, and it's the silhouette of the dude. Like, I can't tell what he was wearing or anything because it was about to rain, so like, yeah. And he's crouched down behind a bush, right? So it's really hard to see this guy. I can't tell if he has an airsoft gun or a real gun. And he's like, drop the pizza, right? So like, I'm just like, hey, right? And I kneel down and I put the pizza on the ground. I put my hands up and I just like straight start walking away. Like, I don't even care what this dude has to say. He is not about to get me. I just straight walk away, right? But wait, the moment, right? So I drop the pizza and I take one step off of the porch, it starts pouring rain. It's like if you've ever been to Texas, like I know like in California, like it starts with a light rain and then it gets heavier, you know.
Sometimes.
No, Texas, it falls from the sky all at one time, right?
Like an ocean just hits you.
Like like if you're getting like Noah Ark level rain, like I imagine Noah's Ark to like, you know, start with the light rain the first day and then like progressively get heavier.
Yeah.
No, like no, you get like the 30th day all at one time, right? So it's just, I take one step off of the porch, it all starts coming down. I'm walking to my car with my hands up. I'm getting drenched, completely drenched, right? And I get in my car, turn it on, lock the door, start driving off, and I look at the house and I don't even see anything. I just see the pizza there. I don't see the guy anymore, but it's getting progressively darker. I make it to the end of the street and it looks like nighttime. It was just daytime. It was literally just daytime. I make it to the stop sign and it looks like nighttime. Texas weather for you. So I can't even see crap, right? And so like, you know, I'm on the phone with the police telling them about, you know, this robbery or whatever.
You robbed a pizza man, I was trying to deliver it. I tried to fight him and he threw a knife in my side. I was like, and I pushed him off. But luckily I had like a 7+7 for my agility roll, so the knife just kind of went away. I rolled a critical 20 and just got away.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, like I had to end up like turning on my high beams, like windshield wipers all the way up to meet the cops at the 7-Eleven, like down the street.
Dang.
And to put in a report and everything.
Like, that sounds so bad. Like I would never want to be a video person after that. I understand in the beginning where you're like, yeah, I just went straight through an art. I'm like, yeah, no, I do art too. It felt like a freaking worker retail. Some guy grabbed a gun, like, hey, give me all the computers you got. I'm like, well, here you go. My life isn't worth all these computers. It's all these computers.
It was really dumb. I wasn't about to give up my life for some pizza.
Right? I'm like,
I straight up wasn't.
I'm no hero. I've seen those things where people are like, vigilante hero, or hero saves the day of shop. That's not me. It's person walks home from robbed at like Kmart, goes home, lives his life again.
See, I'm not even the kind of guy who's like, guy witnesses robbery and films it.
Nope.
Like, I'm the kind of guy who's like, guy witnesses robbery and walks away and calls the police.
Right? I'm the type of guy where it's like, guy took a photo of robbery while other associate went home.
Yeah.
That's
exactly what I am.
They'll call me up. Why did you say about the robbery? I'm like, he had a gun.
He had a gun. I had a pizza. That doesn't equal out.
You want me to throw the pizza at him? Be some kind of hero? Nah, man. He's gonna eat the pizza. Whatever happens happens. I'm going home.
But you know what? I think I forgot their soda.
Good.
Like because after that I had to end up like going back and getting a soda for my second run, because that was my first run. I had 2 in a row. And
fuck! I don't feel like I'm done.
Yeah. So I forgot you know, the other drink, so I went back to the store, so I think I forgot the juice drink. So
I hope like
that made me feel a little bit better.
I hope like he was eating.
At least he didn't get the soda.
Right? I hope he was eating it and it was too salty for him and he died. He's like, can't handle it, it's too much pepperoni. It's just like dying because he had no drink. Hope he was like the SpongeBob guy. What? No drink? I can't. How do you expect me to eat this pizza with no drink? Or it's like he gets like the execution chair, and like for the final thing, like what he wants, I want a pizza and a drink. And they like put a oh my god. Domino's sounds terrible after that story. I don't want to divert anyone from Domino's, but like, that sounds terrible.
Like, I only had rude customers after that. Like, you know, and here's the trip, right? Like, whenever I would go into a nice neighborhood from then on, like, I'd always be paranoid, but like, I was completely fine going to the hood.
Oh yeah, because no one...
Like, I felt the safest in the hood. Like, there were always people outside. Like, they were always the friendliest people. I had like conversations with them. They'd be like, "Oh, sick afro, bro," and I'd be like, "Thanks, man."
I like this place.
But like, I don't know. I just go to a nice neighborhood and I'm like prepared to get shot.
You're driving real quick, have your bulletproof Domino vest on. Like, here's your pizza, sir. Just reaching for your gun behind you. Is there anything else I can offer you? You pull that gun like, hey, let me shoot. You put that pizza in your gun. What?
But yeah, that's why I haven't gone back to Domino's, and why I haven't like gone to get a new job, and I'm just focusing on my art right now.
Look, I'll tell you.
Like, I didn't even get into like how they were overworking me or anything.
I got into that.
I'd work like 12-hour shifts and stuff.
Like, don't go back. Like, it doesn't get any better from what happened to you at Domino's from any other job.
Yeah.
Like, it's like more when I used to work at Kmart, it was really bad, and that was like my first actual job. And I was like, yeah, I'm super happy for it, great. Manager was a total asshole. Like, every manager had like the audacity to be an asshole. But like later on, I met a manager who I think was trying to come on to me. like those two things. Like, I'd rather have an asshole manager than a manager who's trying to come on to me. Like, legitimately, I'm sitting there like electrical, or we had electronics with our little TVs and stuff. She'd come like, "Hey, how are you doing? Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you're here." I'm like, thank you, please. I'm just here.
No, I'd rather have the one that's trying to come on to me, because I know tomorrow I'm still going to have a job.
Hey, no. If tomorrow comes and she's like, "Hey, you want to come out for my work for dinner?" I'm like, no, I don't want to go out for dinner. She's like, "Oh, well, I was going to talk about your job when we were there." I'm like, oh. And like later on, we're sitting there in her bedroom. She's like, "So, how much is your job worth?" I'm like, I just wanted money. I just wanted to.
No, you just gotta start making up crap. Like, get a second job if you have to. Nah, work on my other job. Get a third one for the weekends if you really need to avoid it.
Right? Like, you know what? I got a Christian camp, and we're just getting our second abstinent ring. I have my first one. I just didn't put it on for work, but I'm getting my second one. That was for after death. So not even in my other lifetime I can do it. Until I'm married, and you're already married. So and I also have this other ring called the anti-divorce ring, which stops divorces, and anyone who gets divorced, I can't marry them or have any kind of fornication with them. I also have to help with sick puppies.
Oh, is this weekend the 14th? I gotta go to church. I'm finally getting the key to my chastity belt, but I gotta wait another 2 years to get the code for my chastity belt, and then I'll be eligible for marriage. And after a year of marriage, then I can know the combination to get it on.
Yeah, they gave you one combination each 5 years, so in 20 years I will be ready. Apparently, so yeah, and it's invisible, but like you can't see it from my clothing, but just know it's there. Just know.
It's one of those new low profile ones.
Yeah, like, 'cause I didn't want to be uncomfortable and everyone to see it, so it's a low profile. Like, yeah, like, so there's none of that. Also, if I do touch someone into me, I'll catch on fire. It was written in the testimony. The new one. The new testimony. Don't look it up. The new Bible. But it was
be like, I'm allergic to sweat. Any kind of sweat. I'm allergic to it. I can't sweat at all.
Like,
My own sweat is fine. Other people's sweat.
Like, honestly,
I actually had someone tell me that before, that they were allergic to sweat.
What?
Yeah.
There was someone allergic?
Told me they were allergic. They told me they were allergic to their own sweat, right? Like, this is while we were in high school.
Oh, yeah!
And then, like...
I know that kid.
And then... No, this is someone completely different. This is someone here in Texas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
right?
kids in high school. Yeah, I've been a kid like that in high school.
Yeah, but this chick said she was allergic to sweat. So tell me why, like, what has it been, like 4 years later? Now she's like in shape and like she's been working out a whole lot.
What? Did she get over her allergy?
I'm pretty sure that's not how allergies
yeah, I was like,
work.
I don't think that's how. Like, it's not like a disease or a sickness that you just overcome it.
Yeah.
Like, no one like sniffs enough pollen and it's like, I'm done now. I'll never sneeze again from pollen.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it like the other month, right? Like, it just popped in my head. She posted a picture of herself and she's like, you know, a lot more fit. And like, it just randomly popped in my head. I was like, you know what? I used to hang out with this chick in school. She told me she was allergic to sweat and she's been working out now.
Should call her up. Hey, are you actually allergic to sweat? It's been like, that's been lingering in my head for like 5 to 6 years. Like,
I want to so bad.
Just sit there and pee up like, hey, yo, girl, are you allergic to sweat? This isn't even like a sexual thing. I'm just asking. Good shit. I know how weird that sounded. Like, it sounded like I was coming on you, but I'm not. I'm really just concerned. How did you get rid of it? Are you a demon? Can I be a demon? What summoning circle do you hang around?
Where'd you sell your soul? I want to sell mine too.
Yeah, I need to get really good at art. So, where'd you sell your soul? There's an art convention coming up. I need to make art.
But yeah, like you're saying about your boss.
No. Like, I had one of those bosses where like they'd come to you and they'd basically be like, yeah, could you do this? And you're like, no, I actually can't. They're like, yeah, thanks for doing that. I'll see you later. And you're like, I didn't say I was gonna do that. Like, he had me, like, I was sitting there like, we had to do a playground. They don't, in any job I've worked, they don't train you anymore. They just throw you out to the wolves and the wolves eat half your arm.
Yeah,
and, like, you're there half an armless. But basically, he's like, here's your planogram, can you do it? I'm like, I've never done planograms before. Alright, cool, thanks. Walked off. I was like, what? And I sat there for like the whole 8-hour shift trying to do the planogram, looking at this paper that had like squares and grids on it. I'm like, how the hell did I do this? And like, luckily, there was an associate who came in because I had the morning shift. The associate who came in, she's like, I know how to do this, just leave it to me. And like, thank you, you're a saint. And she's like, I don't like you, but you're welcome. And like, and I was so glad she did it, and then she came back the next day like, oh, good job, girl. I was like, I didn't do it. Yeah, good job. I was like, I didn't do it, but thank you for giving me credit. And I felt really bad because this girl helped me like right there, and I was like, look, I didn't do it. And I'm looking at her like, I didn't. This isn't mine. Don't hate me forever. And yeah, she hated me forever. So like. It didn't change that. She hated me the whole time. That was like the beginning when I started working. I don't know how I got the actual job because when I was doing the interview, he's like, so you know a lot about video games? I'm like, oh yeah, I love playing like PS4 or back in that day like PS2 and stuff. But yeah, I love playing games and stuff. Like, alright, you're here for electronics. I was like, yeah, I got electronics. So like, if you guys want to get into electronics anymore, to say you love video games, you're in. But it is like working at that job. The worst part about it wasn't my actual managers; it was customers. Like, customers make or break jobs for me. Because I mean, like, look, we're all customers. We all understand we're in a rush. When you come to a store and legitimately you come in every day and you just walk around and walk to my electronics, throw all my headphones down. Like, where's all the good headphones? I'm like, bitch, get the hell out of here. There's nothing for you. You come in every single day and do the same exact thing. You're insane. I'm calling the police. You're insane. And like legitimately, she didn't necessarily like throw my headphones down, but she put them in the wrong places. And honestly, if you worked at a retail job, that is the most annoying crap in the world. When people take something and put it in the wrong place, right when they pick it up, like, how short is your short-term memory? You forgot that it's right there, says the name of it. The product is in a different color, right there, and you put it above, or like the product's not limited. Like, all right, look. First of all, stop.
These are some nice red headphones. Oh, but look at these blue ones. I'll just set them right on top of these green ones while I pick up these blue ones.
Oh my god, I get so angry at that. I see them do it, and I'm like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And they're like, I'm like, are you an idiot? And I walk over, I'm like, can I help you? Like, no. I'm like, yes, I can. Put those over there. Take those with your stupid hand and put them over there and leave my section. Like, people are walking and do that. And the worst part about Kmart, and I know people understand this, is people like touching things. I hate when people touch things that aren't supposed to be touched. They walk over to my monitors and start touching my monitors. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And they're like, oh, well, I don't know if this TV's touchscreen or not. I'm like, when the hell is the TV? Like, this is like 2012, so no, 2012. When the fuck did TVs come? Like, where you can touch them in 2012? We're Kmart. Go to Best Buy.
Wait. We still don't have touchscreen TVs.
No, like exactly. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, you see this touchscreen. Why the fuck would it be touchscreen? I'm like, do you see the name of that brand? It's a Vizio. Who the fuck? Like, why would Vizio or RCA have touchscreens? Oh, well, they're probably get out of my store. Like, that's how I feel every single day I walk into Kmart. I at least said that once in my head. Get out of my store. Just leave. Go. If I owned a store, it would never get business because people would be like, hey, let's just like get out. No, you lost your get out of here. I'm taking your card to come into the store. You can leave. Call security. I had speaking of security, I had the worst LP in the world. And I hope they hear this because I hate them. I hope that nothing good happens in their life. I hate them. They did not do their job. They came on and just sat there. I'm talking about Kmart specifically. Any other job I work there, they're okay. They're good. They talk. They're nice. These assholes walk in my section. Hey, yo, Drew, I'm doing nerd stuff. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
I'm like, no, I'm just sitting in electronics. So why do you even play games? Isn't that dumb? Why don't you go outside and play? I'm like, I don't like the sun. I don't like the sun. It's hot outside. I'm black. I really heat like absorbs inside of me. I take other people's heat and it's uncomfortable. I don't like standing next to people because of that. It's legitimately like, wow, that's really cool here. I'm like, why? Please step away from me. You're resonating the heat towards me. Regardless. They would just come into my section and they do the same thing as customers, mess up things, but I can't yell at them. They're LP, so I'm like, okay, fine. Someone walks in and steals something from my place. I'm like, okay, I'll call LP. They'll get them real quick. I'll tell you one story that made me so angry. Alright, some guy came to my section and legitimately, he grabbed some headphones. He looked at me straight in the eyes, like you're not gonna do anything, napkin. What the hell are you gonna do? I'm looking at him like, what? Yeah, he just put him in his pocket. Walked right, because my section like makes a square. See, I can see everything around me. Yeah. There's a mirror where I can see everything around me. You walk into my section where like you didn't even try to hide. You just looked at me, put it in his pocket, started walking. I was like, are you gonna pay for those? And he just looked at me like, no. I was like, okay. And like, this is back in the day where you couldn't like just tackle someone, beat the crap out of them, take the stuff. So yeah, I mean you can't do that now. But so I called up LP. I'm like, yo, this guy just stole right in front of me. He's like, oh man. Like, well, the guy just left. He was like, yeah, the guy just left the touch. Go grab him. He's like, oh no, we can't do that unless we specifically see him do it. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah. I'm like,
hold on. So they sit up front, then wait to see people stealing stuff in the back?
They have to. In his city, I mean, man change is like, I don't want to like make these.
I'm trying to understand this. The LP is sitting in the front and needs to see people stealing to stop them. But if he steals something from the back, he can't.
Alright.
I can't understand.
No. LP are always watching cameras. But the cameras aren't specifically, it's not like a TV where they can see every camera at once.
Yeah.
It's one camera. Yeah. And they have to specifically see that person steal the thing. Like, you can't, and they didn't, apparently those LP didn't want to punch it. Like, you're like, I think that guy's stealing. Well, if we stop him and he's not stealing, you can get sued. I'm like, look, I don't care. And that's the bad part about it. Like, legitimately, the kid walked out and he knew it. Like, he had to work at the store and know that secret plot. He knew, like, he worked at that store before me. He had to. And he's like, I knew. Like, no, stop. He just walked out. And we're like, why did you stop? Like, well, why did you stop him? I'm like, why didn't I stop him? You're LP. Like, that's your job. Well, electronics has to have their own LP, and basically whoever comes in on their own LP. I'm like, what kind of shit is that? I'm like, so you're telling me I gotta get out of my section, follow some guy around the store, take him while he's outside, and get out of my section for more people to steal stuff in my section? Like, what stupid backward ass shit is that? And
that is ridiculous.
There's 2 LPs, it's not just one. I don't know if I said that. There's 2 LPs. Meaning that one person you can control the floor, the one person on TV, but they're both in the back. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm like, you guys are top-notch idiots. Top-notch. Holy crap. And then we finally got an LP manager where, we had an old LP manager. He was super cool, though. Like, our old LP manager was cool. His LP associates were dumb shit. But his LP manager was cool. He was like, he would stop people. He'd walk up like, hey, can you come back in? People like, no, they try to run. He'd just grab them, pull them back in, take whatever's out of their pocket, call the police, put them in the back, they'd be going to jail immediately. I'm like, ah, yeah. Don't do the crime, can't do the time, punk. Like, but not them.
I get straight up see you like in the back seat, like as he's like taking him to the back. I can just see you like peeking over a wall. If you can't do the crime, don't do the time.
Legitimately, I wouldn't say that because I'm like, yeah, justice. Nothing stolen from my section. And the clock was the worst stealing. People would steal from my clock. Alright, I got this one story, and I really don't feel bad for this guy, but like, okay, there was a day that I was gone, I didn't work, and we had this older man. He liked to smoke a lot. He was always so tired. He always gave me. He was a good guy. Like, he was pretty funny. He'd say some funny things at work. Most of the things like, I hate my job. It's funny. Those stuff and things. But one day he was on a shift, and they called me to the office because they came in the next day, and they're like, okay, Napkin, so here's what happened. This guy stole a TV, and I'm like, okay, fine, you gotta look for this guy. But he stole it on this person's time he was in. They showed me the video of him stealing it, and I was so upset. It made us all look so stupid. Like as a team, this is what we do. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, really, I'm like, I don't know how this happened. Maybe you weren't paying attention. I need to pay more attention. So like, the guy walked up. He walked up to the TV. Our TVs are tied together with this wrapping thing. It doesn't have an alarm. It's just not it. Blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Don't steal from Kmart. But either way, it had this little thing. So basically, the guy was sitting there, and you could see the person stealing the TV from his counter. He was sitting at the counter. He was looking down for a little bit. Here's what the guy did. He cut the wire, tied the TV up, grabbed the TV, and just walked right past him. Just walked.
What?
And like with TV, the difference is like with the guys in the headphones, you can't stop them. But with the TV, you can pretty much do everything you can as long as you're not touching them to stop them. Like, you can just like guard a door, and if they run into you, they run into you. So if you guard the door, that's it. Grab TVs, walked out, and this also goes bad for the people in the front, because the electronics has like a long hallway, and then it goes to the front where there's the cashiers and stuff, and then the customer service. He walked all the way up it, turned to customer service, and walked out. And like,
oh wow,
customer service didn't stop him. No one walking didn't stop him. He had 2 TVs that didn't have tags on them. They were displays. He just grabbed them and walked away. And I'm like, I looked at it.
Oh wait! This wasn't in the box.
No.
These were display boxes.
Exactly. Like I said, he cut the wire off. And just,
How do you?
I'm like, I'm walking.
How do you walk out with 2 display models?
Yeah, I'm like walking up. And I'm like, are you serious right now? I walked up to customer service. I'm like, you guys seen that guy walk to you? He's like, yeah, I saw him. I'm like, you saw him but didn't stop him? What is wrong with you? That is your job to stop people. You're the last line of the fence besides LP. And LP was like, oh, we're on our breaks. I'm like, you guys are idiots for taking your break at the same time. Oh, God. I felt like I was getting a heart attack at that moment. And I sat there, and I waited for that guy to come back. And he came back. He came back on the wrong shit. It was my shit. And I was sitting there, like this guy had a long trench coat, and he walked in, looked at him, saw him, looked dead in his...
Wait, this guy was from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Basically.
Like, this guy was a villain, a second-rate crook off of, like, Saturday Morning Batman.
Yeah. When I stopped and he turned around, he's like, aha, Batman. I'm like, I'm not Batman. He like threw off his jacket and he was like a villain that had like a villain stick. He's like, I'm the electric TV stealing man. I'm like, oh no. Finally, I got you.
Oh my god.
His little like DVD playing minions show up. They're like dressed as DVD players. Like, aha. I'm like, oh man. TV man.
Oh man, I don't know what I would be able to do. Like, if a dude like came in a trench coat and tried to be a crook, he'd probably get away with some display models,
right?
with me there, with me staring the whole entire time.
Is that it? Like, pretty much, he looked legitimately like, if you've seen the new, Watch Dogs, that's pretty much how he looked like. He had that really long jacket.
Oh my god.
He had like basically a hat on to cover his head. He had like a little bandana. Walked in, looked at me, looked at him. I was like, oh shit, I know you. But I didn't say it. I just hit my eyes and just kind of squinted. And then he looked at me. I was like, hey, how's it going? But he just looked at me and walked. And I was like, oh, that's when I first started saying this. When people don't say anything to me, I'm like, oh, that's good. That's great. Because when people don't say, like, oh, it's going good. How are you? I just finished the conversation for them. So, like, how's it going? Oh, good. That's good. That's good. And so he walked off. And so he walked directly to the TVs that I had set up. Now, I double locked my TV. When I'm down there, I double lock it. So he cut the first one. I called LP. I'm like, LP, leave. Just stay at the door. And they're like, why are we doing that? I'm like, just go to the doors. Just go. They went to the doors. The guy grabbed TV, looked at me. I looked at him. And like, legitimately, he just started walking slowly, watching me. And I was watching him. I was like, nah, you can just get on my head. So I just turned around and walked back like I was going to do something. And he just started running. And all I heard was like, hey, stop. I was like, yeah. Yeah. He was thrown in jail. I made us look a little better by comparison. Although the TVs got broken because, LP was garbage shit. I mean, there was a lot of thefts in Kmart, and if it wasn't thefts, it was like customers complaining about my customer service. Now, my customer service is pretty alright. It's like, hey, how are you? Good, good. What would you like? Nothing? Okay, well, I'm gonna go do something else. If you don't need anything, I don't need to be like talking to you. That's how it works.
See, luckily, as a delivery driver, I didn't have to deal with all that customer BS. Like, people are comfortable at home,
Right.
Like, when you're in a store, like, you're in a rush and you want to go home, but like when you're a delivery driver, it's like, I came to you. You can't be mad. Where you gonna go? Your house? But like inside always had a bunch of crap, like people yelling and cursing and stuff. I've never been cursed out. Like,
I've been cursed out a lot. Like, it happens. Like, when it happens, you're like, I just want to say something so rude that destroy you, but I'm not. Just keep a smile, keep a face, just be whatever. They just walk up, they walk into me. I bought this TV here and it stopped working. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't see the TV, so there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm like, so did you plug it in? She's like, did I plug it in? Of course I plugged it in. I'm like, look, that's always the first mistake of everyone. that like they think
They
TV
don't
actually
plug
doesn't
in.
work. I had a person who said that, but regardless of that, they would go to customer service. Customer service would bring me down there. And this is the first time I ever had to like tell someone no that I couldn't return it because they brought TV down there, and I walked over to it, and before I got over there, you know how TVs have like a little like when TVs have like cracks in them, they have like a little shine to it.
Yeah.
You can like kind of see where the crack is. Well, I walked over there,
Yeah.
and there's a big crack all the way down it, and I'm like, there's a big crack all the way down it. I looked at it, and she's like, well, it's not working. I'm like, yeah, of course it's not working. There's a huge crack between the TV. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand this TV isn't going to work. Take it to a rocket scientist, he'll look at it and go, I need some more studies. He comes back and like, the TV has a crack in it. But just, like, she was so dumbfounded, like, well, aren't you gonna return it? I'm like, no. And we went to the manager, and the manager was like, I'm not gonna return that. He's like, so how did it crack? She's like, well, I was installing it, it fell down. And he was like, I'm like, yeah, while you were installing it, it fell down. Meaning,
I can't find it. I can't find it. Oh, found it.
Nice. I don't know what that was.
That was solely my phone.
Nice. She got really mad. She started cussing me out. Oh, guys trying to kill all my life. Oh, because all things she don't know. And I'm like, you broke this. I don't understand how people don't understand when you break something. It's yours. Like, she thought she could return it because she broke it. I'm like, no, if it was broken in the box, yeah. She's like, well, how did I not know it was broken in the box? Because you said you just dropped it. And then the guy's like, look, let's not argue with her, let's just give her a new TV. And I'm like, no, let's not do that. But, you know, manager's always right. So, yeah, new TV. And she's like, well, I'm glad someone has the decency. And she looked at me all angry and crap. I'm like, look, if it was up to me, I would kick you out of the store. I'll probably beat you up outside.
Get out of my store.
Right? Straight, get out, leave, go. Dominos. And like, I mean, I don't really want to be rude to customers because I like seeing customers. Some customers have really good stories. Other customers, I'm not being rude to this, but some customers like to talk way too much. That's kind of ironic because we're a podcast. But they're like, oh my god, I had a customer talk to me for a good 2 hours while I was sitting there. And he wasn't talking about stuff. He was talking about his life. And I was like, please, sir, your life isn't really fun or interesting.
Like, hold on. At least your day is like taken up by that. Like, you don't know a long story until you go on a delivery because we're not timed, but like, you know, it shows how long we're taking. You don't know a long story until you go 5 minutes around the corner and come back 45 minutes later.
You have like a beard, you're like, how long have I been gone? I made it to call the one back. like it's that bad. But like the thing about you is like if you could probably be like, oh look, I gotta go. I got other pieces to deliver. I can't do that. Like I can't tell them I gotta go and walk straight to my desk like 2 feet away and sit there. Like I got stuff to do. Walk over to my desk and sit. No, they follow me around the store while I'm trying to do stuff. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, cool, alright. That's why I have my really long dreads or really long dreads. Like, why are you really long hair? Why used to have really long hair? It's like, cool, great. Oh man, why used to have really long hair? You know?
I would prefer that. Like, I would prefer to be in a store because, like, I would talk to them, then move to a different location and still talk to them. So, like, so every few minutes when my manager's checking up on me, I'm in a different spot. But it looks like I'm dealing with the customer, you know?
It actually makes your day go by slower sometimes when they talk about boring stuff. It's like they have a power to slow down time. Like, we know you're here, we know you want to go, but let me tell you this boring story about my cat. And I'm like, your cat's name's Fluffy? Oh my god, how generic. Oh my. Please,
but I I hate the ones because I've been a delivery driver. Like they'll talk to you and talk to you and talk to you, and you're like, yeah, well, I'm off. I gotta get back to the store. I'm being timed, and they're like, oh, you're being timed. I'm so sorry. And then they go on this apologetic rant.
Oh.
So then you take a step back. Like you don't want to be rude, so like you take a step back, and they're still talking, and then you take like 2 or 3 steps back, and they're like, oh, I'll let you go, and then they start going on about something.
Yeah.
So now you're talking to each other like across the driveway, but then they realize that they're yelling, so they come closer.
Oh,
Like towards your car. Like I had one coworker say that they delivered to this old dude who was like telling them some war story, and dude just got up and left. Like he just left. He said it was taking too long. He couldn't stay. He's like, all right, I gotta go. Bye. And just turned around and
I can't do that. I feel so bad. Like legitimately what you're saying is exactly what happened. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know that you guys working hard. You know, like I used to work with them. I'm like, no, you just wrap that around so you can talk more. You monster. I want to go home. It usually happens. Like usually customers can't be right. I'm about to go, so like I have like a shit till like 2. And I'm like, oh, it's 2 o'clock. Sweet. I'm about to leave. And my help shows up. I'm like, all right, time to go. And they're like, hey, well, hey, it's you. I'm like, I don't remember you. They remember me? I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, hey. I'm like, I'm gonna go. Like, it's really great. Like, please let me leave. It's been 30 minutes since you've been talking. I need to go home. I want to go to bed. Oh man, it's so great. Oh my goodness. And then my husband saying something silly about it. 45 minutes later. Sure, you're still here. Please kill me. And then they see her and they know her and they just like, oh shit. And they like sneak away. I'm like, no, don't leave me here with her. No. I had, and this is nothing towards anyone at all, but I had this lady.
Wait.
Yeah.
Are all of your coworkers assholes?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Well,
cause like I was inside one day. One of my coworkers was caught like it had been like 20 minutes, and we needed his help. So I just went over to him and I was like, hey, someone, the manager wants you in their office. They told me to come and get you. And I saved him from it,
like, that's your friend coworker. I have one friend coworker that's where who will save me from that. But like, here's the thing. Any person you ever, this goes for everyone, any person you ever work with does not want to be at the job they're at right now. It doesn't matter if they're happy, doesn't matter if they're sad, they don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. So like, legitimately, like if you see customers, if you see like associates talking to each other, it's most likely about how they hate customers. 99% of it is them hating customers. And like, I don't know, it's just all bad. Like, I mean, like, I love having jobs, I love having the money that jobs bring, and I love some customers. Some customers are really cool. But there comes a time and a place where you're just like, I don't want to be here. I got stuff I need to do. I want to be rolling or like crafting or doing something, but instead I'm getting yelled at by this lady who has like 14 kids ruining my section. While she talks about how she's shopped here for 16 years. Like, I haven't seen her once since like the 4 years I've worked there. She's just like, I'm like, oh my god. And then everyone thinks you're an asshole because she's yelling at you. But then they realize that she's the asshole. So they all walk away and the customers get scared. So they all leave. You're like, please, someone come into my life. I hope a shooter, like, legitimately there's some days like, I hope a shooter comes in and just shoots me. So like the hospital comes and just picks me up and like I just get to leave. Like I hope like I'm sitting there in paint. I'm like, I hope this paint bucket falls on me so like it hurts and like I have to go to like the hospital and she doesn't have to talk to me anymore. Yeah, I think we hit our time limit about like, I did. Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah. That was one episode of terrible jobs that we had. I don't know if we'll do another episode of this. It just gets bad from here. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in for our like long rants on jobs. And you can find Solid at his channel. Was it the Black Bob Ross?
Yeah, the Black Bob Ross.
Yeah, you can find him
Yeah, I
there.
just started it up yesterday.
Yeah, he's a really good renderer. It's really cool stuff. I definitely recommend it. And then, as always, blah 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 blah. See you guys later.
Later.
I don't know how to end episodes.
I like that. I like that. Keep the blah 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 blah.